And today, in some very unsurprising news, this. Yeah, I mean, not surprised. Surprised. Was it a Channel 4 stitch-up? Viewers slam snide TV leadership debate that encouraged candidates to knock chunks out of each other and sidelined the hard Brexiteer. Sounds like the hard Brexiteer sounds like something out of a bygone era. You know, like when there was, you know, like the Lady and the Highwayman or something like that. Oh, the hard Brexiteer is here on his horse. Yeah, something like that, isn't it? Yeah. Channel 4 was today accused of holding a dodgy Tory leadership debate where candidates were encouraged to knock chunks out of each other while hard Brexiteer Dominic Raab was sidelined. This is all in exclamation points, exclamation marks, whatever the fuck. Obviously that means it's kind of an opinion. Viewers who attacked the broadcast after last night's TV battle also declared that Boris Johnson had won because he had refused to take part, calling it a pro-EU kangaroo court and a trap. I mean, yeah. I mean, of course it is. It's Channel 4. Channel 4 kind of don't hide where they sit. They've got Kathy Newman on there, for goodness sake. What's her, like, go-to rhetoric, you know? The fact is, Channel 4 News, and them doing this kind of thing, they're kind of like going head-to-head with the BBC to see, you know, who can dig their grave the fastest these days. You know, like, trust in mainstream media is at an all-time low, rightly so. It's time for them to, you know, pack their bags and go somewhere else. Well, they just can't help themselves, can they? It's no secret that most people who work in you know, television would be pro-EU. I mean, the pro-EU sentiment is rife. It's definitely not anti-EU, is it? Like, it's not. You know, it's kind of worrying. You know, it's like a cult. The EU lovers are like a cult. Like I said, I'm neither way. I'm like, whatever. But like pro-EU people are just scary. They're like, you're right, mate. And like waving their flags and they're wearing their hats, saying how much they love the EU. It's weird. It's just weird to me. It's so weird. Host Christian and Guru Murphy, who attended Oxford University, now they're saying that for a deliberate reason, the Mail are. Oh, they're being well sneaky, they are. Was also blasted as snide for introducing each candidate by the school and university they went to. Channel 4 today insisted that the audience was made up of floating voters who were open to voting Tory and picked by an independent polling company. Right. I couldn't tell you either way, could I? But those watching at home said those in the studio appeared biased towards the EU because there was so little clapping for anyone advocating Brexit, calling it a Remainer fest. You just couldn't imagine it, could you? Could you picture it? Could you picture on Channel 4 News someone, you know, saying how much they love Brexit and how much Brexit is a great thing? Could you see an audience going, yeah, on Channel 4 News? No. Especially after what Jon Snow said about crowds he'd seen being predominantly white and stuff. It's all obvious, isn't it? Like, Channel 4 tried to shame Mr. Johnson during the showdown last night by leaving an empty podium where he should have been. I appreciate the jest. You know, little joke. Why not? While Guru Murphy taunted that there was still time for him to get a taxi to the studios. Well, what else are you going to address the elephant in the room? You should address the elephant in the room, shouldn't you? And if you do it in a funny way, why not? It's fine. The other hopeful slammed Mr. Johnson, who was holed up in his London flat for his submarine campaign strategy, with Jeremy Hunt demanding to know, where is... Was he there going all the time? Where's Boris? Where's Boris? Was he there the whole time? But the would-be PMs then took a series of brutal pot shots at one another, with Rory Stewart raging about macho posturing, Sajid Javid saying Dominic Raab was trashing democracy, and Mr. Raab reporting that his colleagues would buckle to the EU. Of course, you know, Kangaroo Court, a shit show, a slanging match. Of course it would be. It's a Tory leadership contest. What do you expect it to be? Or any political leadership contest. Let's see what social media people have to say, because, you know, that's who everyone should listen to, is people on Twitter. That's what everyone listens to. They're like the most important people on planet Earth. Could it be that Channel 4 News has drifted to the hard left, is biased against Brexit, and your audience are offended by Jon Snow and Krishna's bias? All it showed was how biased Channel 4 is against Brexit. The audience were rigged. Boris showed the best judgment of all by not taking part. Probably the shrewdest move you've seen. Channel 4 is a biased channel. Full stop. Boris is media savvy. He's able to spot a trap a mile off. The soap opera shows nothing, proves nothing. Too many candidates at the moment. Who vetted the audience? Curious face. I think the audience in the Channel 4 debate was split 52-48. 52% seemed to be in favour of a second referendum and 48% of revoking Article 50. Biased by Channel 4 as expected. See, no one expected anything else. See, everyone got what they expected, really. It's what I would have expected. And it's what the leaders should have expected as well. So, you know, why did they go on? Vanity. One viewer said, who vetted the audience? Yeah, blah, 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 blah. We've read all that. We've read it. Allies of Mr. Raab, the only candidate pledging to deliver no deal come what may, also pointed out that he had the shortest amount of time to speak. One Brexiteer Tory MP told the Daily Telegraph, watching Channel 4 and the gang up on Raab, one could be forgiven for thinking there had never been a referendum. As the only one there wanted an actual exit date, he was sneered at. Not surprising from Channel 4 Remain. That's right. Junior Brexit Minister James Cleverly, he's a clever guy, accused the broadcaster of chasing ratings rather than offering viewers a proper political debate, saying the show was set up for candidates to knock chunks out of each other. What? A television company? A channel? Channel 4? A TV channel? A TV show chasing ratings? What is this conspiracy talk you speak of? The programme started with presenter Guru Murphy introducing each candidate by the school and university they went to. It highlighted Rory Stewart's elite Eton schooling as well as Jeremy Hunt's at Charterhouse, as opposed to Sajid Javid's comprehensive schooling. Mr. Guru Murphy also pointed out that all the remaining candidates for Prime Minister were male. Well, you know, they're replacing a woman, so what's your problem? Mr. Cleverly said the Channel 4 debate is geared up to encourage Conservative leadership candidates to knock chunks out of each other. That's how this campaign should be conducted. It's probably good for Channel 4's viewing figures, but I'm astonished that so many candidates are playing along. Vanity. I'm sure it's vanity. Viewers took to Twitter criticising the broadcaster's format and decision to announce the educational establishment of each candidate. It is. It's class bashing. It's nothing new. It's class bashing. Happens a lot. Sometimes it's relevant, sometimes it isn't, but it's all class bashing. They try to make, you know, the media organisation will try to make out that, you know, they're out of touch because they went to this school and this university, blah, blah, blah. Whereas everyone in the media is pretty out of touch with reality anyway. So it's like, it's the out of touch having a go at the other out of touch. And it's a war of, oh, who's the most out of touch? Well, you're all pretty out of touch, so shut up. Supporters of Mr. Raab said the only hard Brexit in the Conservative Party leadership race was given least time to answer questions. Channel 4 said it chose its audience. Yeah, it's just regurgitating the information we've already seen. Centrist candidate Rory Stewart, who's campaigned to remain in the European Union, consistently attracted the most applause. One viewer said, who vetted the audience? I don't know. That might be because, yeah, they're all biased, or that might be because he was the best one. I don't know. I don't know. I wrote such a biased audience. Though what to expect from Channel 4, and another critic said, this Channel 4 Tory leadership contest debate is ludicrous. All of the audience is anti-Brexit. I mean, it all goes, you know, biased. Yes, of course they are. Did they vet the audience to meet what they wanted? As in, they just wanted, you know, Remainer audience members? I don't know. I don't really care. This is a fucking TV show. Like, people just got to stop taking, you know, TV news so seriously. It's dead. It's just entertainment. It's just stupid. It's just selective story after selective story. This will make you cry. This will make you scared. This will make you angry. And here's a puppy. It's like, come on, man. Oh, and now the news and some sport. It's just nonsense. The whole thing's nonsense anyway. Like, we're done with it. We're done with it. Most of us are done with it. You should be done with it too. Let them, let them show their cards. Let them show their hands, whatever the expression is. Let them show their hand. Let them show what they are. And just go, and not give a fuck. Just go, all right, this is what they do. We know this is what they do. That's why they're going to die. This is why it's over for them. They need to go. That's why no one takes them seriously. They're digging their grave. Like, give them as many opportunities to show the people what they are. And because everyone's sort of looking with a different lens nowadays. So the Channel 4 are damned if they do, damned if they don't. Whatever they do. Same as the BBC. Sky News. They're damned if they do, damned if they don't. And that's good. Because they can't win. You must make the situation is where they cannot win. Because they're trying everything in their power to win. But they're losing. So let them continue to lose. Let it continue. Because they're doing it to themselves. This is the funniest thing. They're threatened by other forms of media. And they're going out of their way to try and crush it. But everything they do is a shot, it's like they're shooting themselves in the foot every time. They just constantly lose. They're just always losing. All they know now is how to lose. Every move they make, they think they're being well clever. They think they're hoodwinking people. They think they're brilliant. They think they are the entitled gatekeepers of all information, selective information. It's over for them. And they're fish on the deck of a boat, swimming a little puddle, thinking they're still free. Thinking everything's okay. Everything's okay. There's still a bit of water here. Like, yeah, you're dead. You're dead. You're tomorrow's breakfast. Once we've eaten it, we'll forget about you. Because we'll think about lunch. All right. What does it say? Watching Channel 4 and the gang up on Rob, one could be forgiven for thinking there had been a referendum. There had never been a referendum. That's one. Blah, 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 blah. Mr. Johnson said last week he would not be willing to take part. He would be willing to take part in a sensible grown-up debate on the BBC. It's quite weird for Boris Johnson to say such a thing, isn't it? It's like the most sort of... You don't really think of him being grown-up and sensible, do you? But apparently that's what he's into. And it goes on and on. Mr. Hunt highlighted the absence during the debate last night to want to know, where is Boris? This article really regurgitates everything he's already said, doesn't it? Bloody hell. There was, however, a rare moment of agreement when Guru Murphy tried to provide Mr. Javid by saying he had not been big enough to be invited to Donald Trump's state dinner. The Home Secretary was surprising omission from the guest list at the opulent Buckingham Palace event earlier this month. Although Number 10 has insisted the White House had nothing to do with the decision, Michael Gove waded in to say he doesn't need an American president for any one of us to recognise that he is an amazing guy. Mr. Javid dismissed the jibe, saying he was used to being an outsider and had no idea why he was left out of the invite list. Life goes on, he shrugged. Meanwhile, Mr. Gove, whose campaign has been hit by his mission of cocaine use, painted himself as a true Brexiteer in the contest. I put everything on the line, friendships and family, to deliver it. He accused the other hopefuls of defeatism, saying he wouldn't find a way to secure a majority parliament. But Mr. Rubb swiped that he would buckle to the EU. You would buckle because you have shown you would take another extension. I mean, it's just regurgitating all that's being said. Blah, de, blah, de, blah. Who cares about what they said to each other, about this shit show, this silly piece of, political debate. Jeremy Kyle disguised as political debate, whatever you want to call it. It's just trash TV. It's just trash. It's garbage. Like I said, let them dig their grave. Let Channel 4 dig their grave. They've been digging it for a while now. Like, if you look at how many videos there are of people taking swipes at fucking Krishna Guru Murphy, someone I grew up on who was on Newsround. We used to rely on you, Christian, and Kathy Newman, especially like in America. Like the opinion of Channel 4 News is very low, it seems, because you see all these videos about, Robert Downey Jr. and Quentin Tarantino going against Krishna Guru Murphy and sort of saying he's just a hack, tabloid journalist, says like they've, look at those videos of his interactions with certain people and people just slating him, saying he's this stuck-up wanker basically, and Kathy Newman is an absolute lunatic who shouldn't be in her job. Like, that's what everyone knows. And Jon Snow, everyone's like, well, Jon Snow, what is he? Of the stupid shit he's come out with. That's their three main people. That's the face of their news. You know, and they're a joke now. They're all a joke. They've made it a joke. They're digging, you know, like if they want to save their reputation, they should axe all three of them and just start again. But they're not gonna go. You know, that's the thing. They'll keep doing the same things over and over again because that's all they know how to do. They don't know about change. They don't know about adaptation and change isn't in their vocabulary. It's like, you what? No, this is what we do. We are established. We are the elite. You know, it's like, this is who we are. This is what we do. And we will not change for anybody. You know, everything else is a fad, but we will overcome. You're not going to overcome nothing. You're dead in the water. Let them dig their grave and let us all laugh as they wallow around trying not to die. They're literally the bullet has entered their brain, but they're in denial that the gun was even shot in the first place.